I fell from the roof, went splat onto the stage. Everyone thought I was dead. I became a local celebrity because of it.
Whoa, that is smooth.
Thank you.
No joke. I don't have any work after this.
I voted for you for the very first
Yes!
time. Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Did you like doing choir?
Yeah, so choir, I went to like a Christian girls' school for high school. And,
only girls.
Yeah, only girls.
Interesting.
And we had a choir that was called 12 Voice. It wasn't a very unique name because there were just 12 people in it who got selected. And we had gigs though, Kelly. I mean, we did funerals. We did weddings. But weirdly, the repertoire was very similar. I don't know what. We basically just sang like Christian hymns, old-fashioned hymns, and we'd stand there like this in these long velvet skirts. And it's just so awesome. And so I just really liked being a part of it. And then I did school musicals as well.
Me too.
Yeah, because
we would have been friends. I mean, we can still be friends, but I just meant we would have in high school.
Yeah, I think so.
Yes, we did all the same things. Who did you play? I heard that you did Grease.
Okay, I did Grease and Fiddler on the Roof in high school. I was never cast in the lead role, ever. So for kids out there watching, don't worry if the teachers don't choose you. You could still
make it.
Star in the most successful musical comedy franchise of all time. Like, you still could.
Yes, I am the light at the end of the tunnel.
So in Grease, I was never cast as one. I wanted to be like Jan, that one that did like brush up, brush up, brush up.
Oh, I wanted to be Rizzo.
Yeah, well, that was a good role too. I just didn't even set my sights that high. And then, so I didn't get cast because they said I was too young. Only the girls in year 11 can be the lead roles. You have to be in the chorus. And so me and my friend, we'd sit there like this, watching all the main girls. So in Greece, we'd sit there and we'd watch the main girls and we'd be like, oh, imagine if like something bad happened to them. Oh, like, then maybe we could go on because we know the songs. We could just go on. And then we're standing backstage at rehearsals and a big television monitor falls on us. Like, literally falls on our head. Like, it was really dangerous.
That's karma.
And then we never wished ill upon another performer ever again.
Yeah, that is karma at its
It was, yeah. And then Fiddler on the Roof, that was my first taste of fame, actually, because I fell from the roof. So in that photo, you can see I played the ghost character called From a Sarah. There I am, and I was like this ghost, and I descended from the roof. It was a very big entrance that I helped devise.
Very pink.
Yeah, and then I came down, and there was a technical difficulty because it was a high school production, wasn't that safe. So, and I fell from the roof, went splat onto the stage. Everyone thought I was dead. I became a local celebrity because of it. And I still was back out on stage the next night.
Show must go on.
Rocking it out, yeah. Yeah, when I fell, I sprained all my ribs and my wrists. But luckily it was fine.
Wow, okay. So a well-known singer recently posted how inspired she is by you. And I want to bring this up because I think it's such a beautiful thing when you don't even realize your impact and you hear from someone, well, maybe like what just happened to me with you. I had no idea that kind of impact. And Britney Spears, you know, wrote something about you. Have you guys met before?
Well, Britney wrote to me a very long and important and poignant letter during a very difficult time in her life, about the time when people would recognize it, or when she shaved her head, wanting me to help her. And I was in a very difficult time of my life, and I couldn't help myself. But the truth of the matter is, we both needed help, and she needed help, and I needed help. And it's the true fact of it is, it's very hard to be a very successful woman and not have everyone controlling you, taking your finances and handling you. And women, and I'm sure all of the young stars, get handled. And you get handled so much that
there's a breaking point.
There is a huge breaking point, and there's a point where you get broken.
Yeah.
And it's, the thing with Britney Spears is so out of control and so awful. And, you know, I can say certainly it's been very out of control and very awful more than once in my life. And I have certainly had it. And it's very complicated to take control of your life. It's very hard to get control of your finances.
But your family says that you like to sing on road trips. Is that true?
That's very true. Since we lived in Australia, we took a lot of like long hour road trips. Like we would take like 7-8 hour road trips, and I sang like a lot of Taylor Swift, like Beyonce like songs. But I really wanted to mention that Because of You was definitely part of that playlist, and I think it was on repeat. I can sing it from top to bottom.
Okay, I cannot wait to tell my niece that because I'm so not cool to her, but now I will be. Thank you for that. Thank you for the cred. So can you tell us about this new series? I think For Real is incredible because it is funny what we call reality sometimes.
Well, it is a 7-part series on E, just exploring the genre of reality TV from American Idol to The Kardashians, Real World, The Bachelor, The Swan, Mama June, The Housewives, The Survivor, the whole genre of reality TV. We have behind the scenes stories from producers and people who, and the stars of the genre. I spent time with the Kardashians and basically, you know, a zillion reality stars. And I mean, look, I love talking to you about this series because you are a product of one of the great shows of all time. And I love, and Melissa's going to be on, and she came from Top Chef. And, you know, Top Chef is a great talent-driven reality show. So there are so many kinds of reality shows. You fall in love, you make enemies, you sing, you cook.
Sometimes all of those happen on one.
Yeah.
It's a crazy thing because I know that you're doing an Idol episode, and I'm so curious about it because it's interesting. Like even just my season, our season was the first season, so there was so much that was so pure, like we just and raw because nobody knew, not even the people doing the show knew if it would work or not in America. It had worked in the UK, but it's interesting. I'm interested to see like what is going to happen in the Idol episode. Like who did you talk to?
Oh, we talked to Ruben.
Okay.
We examined the phenomenon of the viewers voting for people who weren't so talented, but who they wanted to keep on the show. But it's incredible also, I mean, the fact that you made it as big as you did.
I know.
Not only is a testament to your talent, but a testament to how huge American Idol was just out of the gate. When you won that show, did you think,
no,
this is going to be, my career is going to be as big as it turned out?
I thought I'm going to be the most famous cocktail waitress in Texas. Well, let's talk Grey's Anatomy. Are there any surprises coming up?
Yes, I mean, so if anybody who watches the show knows,
we had some people freaking out when I announced you earlier. So
really? Well, this season, they'll know has been wild because we had McDreamy back like the first episode. So I've been telling everyone, and I think they just think I'm promoting the show to like watch live, but watch live because we have so many crazy, unexpected people coming back that you wouldn't imagine. And it got announced that Sarah Drew, who plays April Kepner, is coming back for an episode 2.
Wow.
We have a lot of surprises this season.
No, I do want to talk about bourbon. I love bourbon. Why did you go bourbon? Why'd you do bourbon? Why'd you choose
bourbon, Paul and I love bourbon.
Yeah.
And the boys bonded over bourbon on the show. On screen, Paul and I bonded over bourbon. Off screen, Paul likes to remind me it's the only way that he could tolerate me. But we had this bond over this amazing liquid. I'm from Louisiana. We take it very seriously. We name streets after bourbon.
Yeah.
But Paul was from Europe. His family's from Europe. He's from the East Coast. And he moved down to Atlanta. And all of a sudden, he's exposed to so much of this great brown liquor called bourbon. And we loved it.
What about Brothers Bond? Is that just from, is it a tie-in, obviously?
It's clearly a nod to our characters, but also, too, in a time in which, and Paul and I talk about this with our team all the time, which, by the way, most of my team is all in Texas. This is like very Texas,
wisely.
Texas.
All right.
Yeah, right? But the idea is that in a time in which we need unity and community more than ever. Bonding in any way you can get it, it's now.
Yeah.
And that is our company ethos, which is to encourage bonds, strengthen bonds, both new and old. And through that, I think, through that company ethos and through that sort of the idea that bonding is important, talking is important, sharing is important, we're going to really get to a great place. And this is the company that will do it. And, you know,
I love it.
yeah, it's really special. So
I want to taste it.
So listen, here's
Cheers.
what we were chasing. This is
Okay.
why it took us over a year to blend this in my living room, in my kitchen. There were graduated measuring cylinders all over the house. Our wives thought we were crazy. By the way, this was like 2 or 3 or 4 in the morning. But we were chasing what at times felt like a ghost. So this is smooth, but super complex. Complex enough for someone who loves bourbon, smooth enough for someone who doesn't drink bourbon. And when we give this to people that don't drink bourbon, they go, oh, I didn't realize I like bourbon.
Oh,
but
that's
it's only
great.
your bourbon. So
Yeah.
So you're
My
gonna-
mouth is watering just from that teaser.
So the
Okay.
idea is it's called an equal sensory proportion, meaning you're going to taste all the grains over your tongue,
Okay.
but kind of in harmony and balance.
Okay. I am all about harmony and balance, y'all. Okay, let's do it.
Cheers, my
Here we
friend.
go. Whoa, that is smooth.
Thank you.
No
sister.
joke. I don't have any work after this. I'm gonna
You
drink
like
with you. Is it weird, Sasquatch, to have people who have kids now tell you they loved you in the OC? You were great in the OC.
Thanks. It is, I guess. I mean, I'm older too. I have kids, so we've all gotten older. I guess maybe in terms of the timeline, it's a little funny when I think I'm old. I think I'm younger than someone, and they're like, "Oh, I grew up on that show when I was, and it really got me through junior high." And I'm like, "Oh, I'm much older than you. Oh, interesting." So it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
And it keeps getting longer.
That's yeah. Well, it's gonna. Happy April Fool's Day.
Thank you.
I hate April Fool's Day. I don't like pranks. Do you like pranks?
I like a good prank.
Do you?
I was pranked recently by a squirrel.
What?
Yes, I was pranked by a squirrel, and I actually put it on my TikTok feed because it was so strange. The squirrel was nibbling tomatoes that were in my garden. We started a garden because of the crisis, because of COVID and everything.
Yeah.
So I started planting these tomatoes. I had these really great big tomatoes, and the squirrel would come in the dead of night and nibble on my tomatoes. And so look at that.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Hey, but
had
he left you some.
He did. But I love that you're a glass half full kind of person.
He shared.
He shared a sweet little squirrel.
Yeah.
I just look at it and say, he had half of it. Why didn't he eat the whole thing? And then I would be, be fine.
Yeah.
He really
wants
needed
to
it.
show you that he took it.
Exactly right. He's
Who's got
a
the power?
ballsy squirrel.
Yeah. I did hear something, or I remember something cool that you did. You played Jay-Z's mom in a music video. So what was it like meeting him?
It was really exciting. He didn't come to set while we were filming, which I think was a good thing. But I got invited to the Rock Nation brunch, and he came into the room, and all the energy went towards him. And I was like, "Oh my God, it's Jay-Z!" And I'm walking towards him, and I'm about to say, "Hi, and he's gonna say, "You gonna introduce yourself? I know who you are." He said, "Your hair is different, but your eyes are the same."
All right. Well, were you ever speechless in front of anyone?
Me? Speeches? No, there was one time I met Jimmy Page,
Oh.
guitarist for Led Zeppelin, and
Yeah.
that was a big deal for me. And I was pretty speechless, yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of stuttered, and that was it for me.
Yeah, I don't think I said one word when I met Aretha Franklin.
Oh.
I think I literally,
Yeah.
I don't know if I spoke. I don't know if I've met her. I don't know if I met her. I was just standing there and somebody introduced us and I think I just said hi and then I just let her talk and then I just existed in her existence. And yeah, I love those moments though. I think that when we lose that excitement when you meet people, that's sad. I think you know what I'm saying? You become jaded by it. I don't ever want to be that.
I have to say, Kelly, I voted for you for the very first time. Yes, I did.
Yes.
I would stay up and I would tell my mom, I have to vote for Kelly. I have to vote for Kelly. And I'm so excited to know I voted for you every single week.
Oh my gosh. Thank you. It worked. My whole life changed. Thank you because of you. Yep, I'm still here, just waiting for you to subscribe. If you don't, I'll be trapped in this box forever.